All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. You know, I knew it was coming, and somebody was going to ask me. Now, since you asked me for my opinion, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to give it to you straight. And the question is this right here. Pastor Dowell, what do you think about Colin Kaepernick not standing for the Star Spangled Banner? I said he has a right. He has a right to do whatever he wants as long as he's not harming others. Now, other people's emotion may be harmed. And I noticed that the news media is spinning this and blowing it all out of proportion and trying to make it an issue with him and the veterans and speaking about him, you know, having disdain and despising the flag. But, you know, I think the hardest thing in the world is when your experience is different. It's hard for you to even comprehend, much less even look into, and to see the reason why certain people respond to certain things, especially when they see no changes, injustices are continually being perpetuated. Most of you, I guarantee you, don't even know who wrote the Star Spangled Banner. I guarantee it. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it was somewhere along about 1814, there was a white man by the name of Francis Scott Key. And he owned slaves. And Francis Scott Key said this about black people. He said that they are a distinct and an inferior race of people. So would I not be in my perfect right to tell all black people to not stand for it? Because after all, that's what that Star Spangled Banner stands for. Most of you didn't even know it. You see, a lot of times when people are protesting something, especially when black people are protesting something, melanated people, when they are protesting something, a lot of you have this patriotic thing in your mind that you think that this country is. But my people's experience is a total different experience. I'm talking about after this flesh right here. Total different experience than yours. And I think that he has the right to protest because he stated clearly the reason why. It's not against the veterans. It's against a system that is still discriminating against the minority in this country right here. Well, hey, you asked me, that's what I thought. Now, personally, I'm not going to stand for it. Matter of fact, I can't even think the last time I did stand for it. Even when I go into these court systems, when they say all rise, I'm not rising because some guy walks in with a black robe. I'm not rising because I understand that as long as you're on the other side of this bench right here, you know that them things they got this wall right here, and then they got this little swinging door that opens up. It's kind of like you on a ship. There's a difference between the bow. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. But anyway, nevertheless, I'm not going to dishonor them as a person when I'm speaking to them. But the Star Spangled Banner was written by a racist, period. And if he chooses to protest because he's a public figure, and now, hey, the news media is really clamoring at this because they get something to report on. But I think the father that he is not acquiescing to the pressure, the political pressure of this wicked system that is twisting and distorting and warping his words and his intent and trying to make him an enemy of the veterans. So let me show you something. Right here, I have a picture. And many of you, let me get you on up there. See, right here, that's me. That is when I was in BNOC. That's a basic non-commissioned officer course. All right. And I was a staff sergeant when I was in the military, all right? And I wanted to show you that because I want to show you that I'm a veteran and I am for Colin Kaepernick. I'm even for you if you protest something as long as you don't harm anyone. As long as you don't harm anyone. But see, what we have is an ignorant population, and the first thing that the news media and everything and everybody does is try to always use racism. Well, hey, you're deceived about Francis Scott Key and the Star Spangled Banner. You're deceived about Abraham Lincoln, thinking that he wanted to really truly free the slaves when that wasn't even in his mind whatsoever at all. And you're deceived about Jim Crow laws. You're deceived about slavery. You're really truly deceived about the real Holocaust. There's a lot of things that you're deceived about. I don't know if it's just too painful to look at, but you know, something that goes unrepented. It seems to be systemic. It comes back again and again and again and again and again. You know why? Because when you do somebody wrong and there's no restitution for it, and you just throw them out on the street and tell them to make the living the best way you can after you have taken them from their land, you robbed them from their culture, their language, their heritage. You've taken away everything from them, including their wives. You sodomized the men. You raped the men as raped the women. You had plenty of mulattoes by these people who did not give consent for you to rape them. And then you turn around and you tell them that they must respect your national anthem. You turn around and tell them they must respect your flag. See, to me, the flag is a symbol of oppression. That's to me. To you, it may be something else. Now, I know what they say. Believe me, I know what they say. But I know what my personal experience has been. My personal experience. And I also know the historical personal experience. And then you have the ignorant people saying, well, Pastor Dowell, you ain't never been in no slavery. No, not no physical chains, but psychological. Whoa, and boy, it took me a while to break them chains too. And I broke them because you can tell. There ain't too many black men that talk like me because most of them are afraid to talk like this. Now, who am I harming? Who am I harming by stating facts? Nothing more than your feelings and emotions, what you refuse to look at, whoever you may be. So I stand. I am a veteran. And I stand with Colin Kaepernick for him protesting. He's right. There needs to be a lot of changes in this country. A whole bunch of them. So you ask me for my opinion, there it is. You may not like it. Chances are you won't like it. But I ask you, come with some facts and refute what I said. Why should this man stand for a flag that he knows that has been literally oppressive to a people? Why should he? Why? You ain't gonna make me stand for it. I don't care if you turn around and spin it and say now you can't spin and say that I'm dishonoring the flag and I'm against veterans. And then this Blake Bortles, whoever's got this special forces guy that didn't make the Seattle Seahawks football team, he had something he wanted to say to him. Y'all shut up. You ain't got nothing to say. Your experience is totally different than my experience. Why don't we just go ahead and call it for what it is? White people, listen to me very closely. Your experience in this country has been totally different than the experience of the blacks. And when we feel oppression, and when we still feel it, and we still feel the hands, the tenets of white supremacy and racism in this country, you can't tell me that it ain't real to me. Just like I wouldn't tell you that something isn't real to you if you've been discriminated against. I don't know why that people bite of the fruit of lies and allow the news media to control every aspect of their life. Speak to the fact. Should black people who was an inferior race, that's what Francis Scott Key says. They were an inferior race. And at the time when the Star Spangled Banner was written, guess who was in slavery? So when it says for the land of the free, who was it talking about? It damn sure wasn't talking about my people. It was not talking about my ancestors. So who was it talking about then? But you know what? This country sure didn't mind us going to war whenever it went to war. It sure didn't mind us fighting the Brits when they came over here. It sure didn't mind us joining their military and fighting and stuff. But as soon as, you know, go on the internet and do a research and see what type of respect black soldiers got after they came back from World War I and World War II. That's just recent right there. Check that out. You see, I think the problem is that people, they don't want to really truly take ownership of facts and history and truth. They really truly don't want to. And I think that is very painful because when you start bringing up facts and truth, you know what happens? You think that I'm literally accusing you of what happened hundreds of years ago or 50 years ago or 30 years ago. The only accusation I can levy against you is if you still have the same attitude and you function the same way and the same mindset as those people who enslaved my people after the flesh, naturally. So, I know it's harsh. And I know that the news media is playing on the public sentiment. Man, I sit and watch these mental gymnastics. I watch them over and over and over and over again. Amazing. And I want to show you something. Look. In the military right here's one of the pictures I got. Look, that's a diverse group of people right there, both black and white. Isn't that something? But the people that was in this particular picture right here, we were the ones that actually somewhat hung around together. Right there in that picture right there. Right there. We somewhat hung around together. Yep. When I was in the service. And I just don't understand it. If it's true, then how about support the truth, defend the truth, get behind the truth, and expose the lies that are being said? And the last thing I want to say, who in the hell is damn Donald Trump to sit up there and think that he going to turn around and he going to actually come against Colin Kaepernick when your ass got 4 damn deferments, you coward, from Vietnam, talking about your feet and all your golden spoon boy that got passes, levies and stuff simply because your father and them, whoever it was rich and had money. And I ain't never seen nothing about his father yet either, have you? So I keep telling you, these chicken hawks, chicken damn hawks is what they are. They turn around and they act like that they this maverick. They turn around and act like they're this hero, like they're a Caesar or something like that. But when it came time to put their ass on the line to go and fight for the country that they say that they love, you damn hypocrite you. You hypocrite you. 4 deferments? 4 of them? Man. Again, systemic. I ain't fighting for this country, but then you want to stand up and protest against someone who, if he more than likely was born back then, he probably went. We'd have had no choice. We'd have went. And he turns around and he gives a protest because of a symbol of oppression, and you gonna sit up and champion yourself as if you the perfect patriot. Man, that's bull crap. Also, I'm gonna throw something else on you. Did you know that the Constitution of the United States of America, when it was originally drafted, called my people 3/5 human? Did you know that? And then you people wonder why melanated people are having trouble and issues in the time that we living in now. Look, I can smell racism. I can discern racism. I can sniff it out. I can look at a person and tell you who's racist and who ain't. I really truly can. And being from the South, I am not like the black people from up north who didn't really understand and know what real true slavery is all about. I'm talking about there's a spirit down here in the South right here. I can tell you about racism. I can tell you about racism, discrimination, a system of white supremacy. Oh boy, can I tell you. I can talk to you. But will you listen? No, you ain't got time to listen, especially if you're offended. But I still think, see, what we do is we're looking at what they tell us is change. We're seeing that it hasn't changed. You see, even with the police, you see a total different attitude. A man can run out on the street butt naked, wave a gun all over the place and stuff, and the police won't shoot him. Put a black man out there, boy, they gonna shoot you just for being there. They gonna shoot you. Even if you have a legal carry license. It's utterly amazing. So I don't blame him for protesting. He's in a position to where his voice can be heard, and he's not speaking just for Colin Kaepernick. He is speaking for millions of people who experience this oppression. And that's just the truth. I know what I said is painful, but you know one thing about it, it may hurt your feelings and emotions, but you can't do nothing against the truth. The truth is that slavery in America has never, ever, ever been repented for. That's the reason why it's systemic. Keeps coming back again and again and again and again. And no restitution has been made. What does America have to do with the German Holocaust? And then we turn around and give them billions, millions and billions of dollars. And now we support them even with our military. Why? Why? Why do we even turn around and pay reparations to the Japanese? I mean, this is, if you're going to try to debate me on this subject, You in a losing. You are definitely in a losing category. You ain't gonna win in this one. No way, no way, shape, fast, and form. Again, the experience is different. And I woke up this morning and looked at some of the highlights and stuff. And man, boy, he came out to the boos of the people in the crowd, but he played like a champion. He played like a champion. He should be the one that's still running that offense in San Francisco because he ran that thing perfectly. Now look at this. Look at the strength of this. Do y'all remember Juan Carlos and Tommy Smith? I think it was in the 60s. In the 60s, the Olympics, when they held up their fists like this. That's a shot across the bow for the whole world to see. The whole world to see. You remember them? What were they doing? What were they doing then? The whole world knows. The whole world knows. I mean, I heard the other day, it was Putin and the Filipino president. They turn around and says, how y'all gonna come and tell us about how to treat our people when look at you, America, the way you still treating blacks in America, you still shooting the shit out of them. You shooting the hell out of them and killing them. Man, I tell you. And you know, I'm going to show you how racist America still is. You know that thing you call the Statue of Liberty? That thing was originally given to us by the French. And it was a black woman, but they changed that statue to some patron saint white woman. They changed the facial image of it. But if you would actually go Google and look at the foot of the Statue of Liberty, you'll see that the chains is still on that woman's feet. They took the chains off of the Statue of Liberty hands because, see, that they were symbolizing of freedom and liberty from oppression, from our oppressors, which will happen to be the white European slave owners. That's just facts. That's just literal facts. Now go check that out. Go Google that and check that out and see what happened. And then ask yourself, why did they turn around and disfigure? Why did they turn around and put another image on it when the French gave it to us as a gift to show, hey, I'm glad that you people have arrived and y'all come out of this stuff of abusing a particular people. I just got to finish stating to you facts. Now, you know what? Last thing. We're coming up next month on a national holiday here in the United States of America called Thanksgiving. You know what the indigenous people of the land call it? The Indians? They call it the National Day of Mourning. You know the reason why? Because the Europeans sit down and ate a peaceable meal with the indigenous people of the land, and they got up from that meal and slaughtered 700 indigenous people of the land called the Indians. And America called that the Thanksgiving, but the Indians call it the National Day of Mourning. If you don't believe me, I'm stating facts. Go check it out. So don't sit up and get upset and mad at me because I'm repeating what history has said. I didn't write history. I didn't put pen to it. I'm stating facts. Now, why get upset? Why get in an uproar? Because of every single thing that I'm stating is a literal fact. So hell no, Pastor Dowell haven't celebrated Thanksgiving over 30-something years. Oh no. Hell no, I ain't celebrating no damn Thanksgiving. Why should I? Why should I celebrate somebody sitting down peaceably, allegedly peaceful, someone then turn around and stand up and just slaughter them, shoot the crap out of them, and just cause total chaos and carnage all across this land? Oh man, don't even get me started. See, I think the problem is education. You see, you've been educated the way they want you to be educated in their public food system. But then when you come out here to the court of public opinion, when you have YouTube and you have Wikipedia, you have Google, man, you can get a little sit right there in the comfort of your office or your living room or your keyboard in front of your laptop, and you can actually go all across the world and get the real true history, what America school curriculum has withheld from you. It's utterly amazing, isn't it? Utterly amazing. Now, does that make me a racist? Because I told you something that you may not have ever wanted to hear. The Confederate flag. It's a symbol of racism. Literally. Did you know that Robert E. Lee told the people to take that thing and put it up in your attics and don't ever bring it out again? because we're supposed to be one nation and that's it? And do you know when it came back out again? No, you don't. No, you don't. You see, I don't. Why do white America get mad at someone protesting injustices, protesting what they still see to be tyranny upon a particular people? Why? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. So when the Star Spangled Banner was written and it was sung, and it says, to the land of the free and the home of the brave, that didn't have nothing to do with my people. We were in chains. We were getting lynched. We were getting beat. We was in the cotton fields. Our women was getting raped at night, having mulattoes. Can you imagine the pain? Here you are a husband and a wife, and you have no power against this wicked system right here, against the slave owner, or including the ones who was actually being charged of the slaves. And anytime they wanted, this white man could come in to your house and rip your wife out of your bed, take him over into his cabin, and rape her, and then turn around and throw her back at you. You know what that does psychologically, number one, to a man, and number two, to a woman? She don't believe that she can be protected anymore, because all the power and strength has been taken away from this man, which he was designed to protect her. We didn't have any guns, but guess who had guns? And then when somebody did get a gun, such as Nat Turner, who I still say is an American hero, he's an American hero. Now all of a sudden, when they start getting killed for doing evil against them, now all of a sudden there's a problem. Anyway, I could go on all day long. You have to educate yourself in history, and you must know the facts and the truth before you adopt a position. I know many of you are not going to do it because you put emotion in everything. You put feelings in everything. Feelings and emotions that you're not even familiar with, you don't even know of. You don't even know if they're true or false. It's just that you feel it. And if you feel it, that's what you live after. Hey, I just heard the truth. And you just heard the truth, or you just heard the truth. You heard the truth straight away. So I tell you what you do. Have fun on the wicked end, because that's exactly what it is. It ain't the weekend, it's the wicked end, because there's a lot of sin that goes on during the wicked end. King coming.